Hi, how is everyone? Alright, incoming pop opening ASMR. Oh no, oh no, I got a few drops on my mic. No, no! This isn't good. Stop! Okay, alright, if we don't panic, the mic might be fine. If anyone notices any garbled noises, okay, pop opening ASMR, not the best thing whenever you don't have a mic pop protection thing. How am I gonna drop all on my monitor? What the hell? It's all over. It's everywhere. I can't get it off. No, it's soaked in. Alright, well, anyways. I wonder, is my mic working? Hello? Okay, cool, it seems to be working. Alright. I wasn't expecting it to spit everywhere, okay? It just came out, okay? It was just like, phew! It went all the way from across my desk to my monitor, too. It's just like, what? What is going on? So, I really wanted to play some Nier, but I felt like some variety was in order. And we've got a whole other day tomorrow to do some more streaming. So we'll do some Nier tomorrow. I want to catch some more story and figure out what's going on in Final Fantasy. So I hope you guys like that for today. Let me make sure I remember how to actually open the game. It's weird because my Windows key doesn't work whenever I have VTube Studio open. So I have to go through like the Steam launcher in order to actually get the games that I want to play started up. There it is. Make sure it's showing an image. Oh, I guess I gotta sign in first. Giotto mate. Physical. Oh yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun with Nier. Why is it taking so long to check? Hello? Sign me in, game. Hopefully it's not in maintenance. Oh, maintenance, 26. No, it looks like it's good. Okay, it's got a patch. It's got a 50 megabyte patch. Great. Alright, let's go and swap over here. So, hi, how's everyone doing today? So, how did you like that last post I put on Twitter there? Hopefully it wasn't too much. I was really debating whether or not to put it up on there. I was like, should I? Shouldn't I? Oh, here we go. Okay, game is working. Let's turn the music off. That one. So, yeah, also about all of that copyright stuff that keeps happening on my channel. I guess until I find a better solution, it just depends on what's cut out. I might have to do that. I might just have it where it trims out the section that it doesn't like. I figure my streams are long enough that context won't really be lost depending on the song. As far as the Nier playthrough goes, it's really stupid. It's like only 1 to 2 minutes or more. It's not the full stream, but then it's like, nope, all of it goes to the person that's copyright claiming. So, that kind of sucks. Hey Brian, how you doing? It's good to have you here. Alright, we got game up. Why is it not showing on my screen? Game capture. Properties. Oh, I see. Is there a way to... My second monitor is so small I can't actually, like, tell what screen it's trying to select here. Alright, we got a screen. Are we live? Is it working? Ah, here we go. Okay. Cool. Nice. I'm going to tell it to capture cursor. That should work for that. Only because MMO, it's kind of nice to know where I'm clicking and stuff, what I'm doing here. Yeah, it really should have been resolved like half a decade ago. It's so dumb that we're still dealing with this. And that last copyright thing, it was like, oh, well, if you don't stream in Brazil, then... but that's enough of that. I don't want to get bummed out before I start streaming, so... anyways... oh, looks like the world is full. We will have to wait for a moment. You hear that? It's just you and me. Sitting here. In the queue. It's almost like we're trapped inside a really tight, train car or something, you know? You might bump into your heiress and, say, oops, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that would be really actually horrible if I went and was stuck in a train car. I don't want to be slipping on my slime trail. Also, I think I put it on low latency, but I'm not entirely sure, so pardon that if my replies are kind of weird. I keep forgetting to double check on everything. I think I got the resolution right, though, so screen should be smooth, but yeah, anyways. So, let's see here. Okay, so, I guess we'll go and talk to Alphino, find out where we left off on the story after, Arnvald or whatever, what's his name? He was sick or something? Alphino's beating himself up over it. Okay. I know. There's nothing I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Your Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. Alright, this is after Fodrola was like, the world's too harsh, you can't, be so, optimistic. And then he's like, well, there's enough pessimistic people in the world that his optimism is, doing better, more good than harm at this point. I should do a full playthrough of this for the story, just like, and then if anyone else plays Final Fantasy.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Like Wolfie, for instance, he's got a free trial, but he could go all the way through up to Heaven's Word, and that might be kind of fun, just having your escort be or your heiress be an escort, and... But anyways, so let's hear what the story has to say here.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold.
It never ceases to amaze me how good the voice acting is in this game. Also, hello, Saltbreaker. How you doing? How's life in the Abyss? Is it still peachy, or have you come to the surface yet?
It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word.
And that's fair with the subscription thing. My logic with subscription game is that I'm providing the company sort of a stable paycheck so that they can provide return with a consistent and fair content instead of aggressive microtransaction sort of stuff. But not everyone can afford a subscription. It's definitely one of those like, okay, if I subscribe, I definitely got to play it because otherwise I'm losing money on this. But I think for the model, at least for this game, it's proven that it's beneficial. I don't have to worry about like 3 to 4 months for content to come out on this game. It's usually maybe a month or 2, depending on what's around the corner. There might be another couple, like, half patches that come out before the expansion. And the expansion on this one's coming out at the end of August, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure, but it's in the 3rd quarter. So that's something that I kind of like about this game, is that it's just regularly providing my money's worth. Although I do, like I said, you have to find an excuse to play the game in order to get your money's worth out of it. Now, one of the games that I do like, but I wish they would, get their head wrapped around making better content is Guild Wars, because I like Guild Wars too. It's got a really, the way that the game feels and all that. It's really fun, but you definitely can tell whenever they're in a bit of a tight spot, and it's like 5 to 6 months between, any significant update, and you're like, my God, why am I even still returning to this world? I actually started all of my roleplay and MMO stuff on Guild Wars 2 back in 2013. It was during when the original Lion's Arch was still around, and Scarlet was doing all of her shenanigans and that. I actually was there whenever when Lion's Arch was attacked, and we even me and my roleplay buddies, we pretended that we were actually in the battle and trying to save all the citizens and stuff. It was really cool. It's too bad that that was just a one-time deal, but when it was going on, it was pretty epic. But then you gotta think, it's like, okay, that was one instance, probably a 3-month deal at best, or maybe a month deal, and then you had 4 or 5 years of basically spotty sort of content drops, and that the expansion was pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, it's sometimes I'm like, if it wasn't for roleplay, I wouldn't have stuck with games like that for as long as I did. I liked just meeting up with my friends and that in game. All right, anyways, let's hear what they have to say. So, yeah.
Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
So we're gonna get the summary, I guess.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit, or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
Yishtola. She is so nice. It's funny. If you try to play games with her in the dialogue choices and stuff, she is definitely a cat mom. Someone you don't want to mess with. You don't want to get on the bad side. She'll definitely swat your hand and make you feel it.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
Yeah, we're the hero. Put me in, Coach, I'm ready.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
I wish I could talk as pretty as, Anonymous. My, vocabulary still isn't quite up to that point, but, I do have sometimes I use some big words. But she's so elegant, with the way that she talks. I really like it. Nanamo is my senpai. Alright. So, let me just double check one thing over here. Okay. Everything looks good on the screen. We're good there. Okay. Let's see what these guys have to say. I like the little bonus chatter sometimes these guys have. The one that I liked was really funny was whenever we were, we played what is it? There was a raid on the third expansion that you actually first run into the Vieira, the bunny girls, and one of the lizard people, I forget their name, but they actually had some dialogue that commented on her good side and bad side, and her good side being her backside. It's just like the writers just automatically knew. It was like, her butt. It's kind of a thing going for her. With such secrets of the truth thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish negligence with a plague of primals. Yeah, well, I kind of feel like the towers are sort of like, they're sort of like mini crystal towers, but they're like dark crystal towers. Even when that knows the lore, the crystal tower is designed to pull energy from the sun in order to use that for, like, stuff down below. And I almost wonder if the little, like, well, they're still big, but the black towers, if they're, like, channeling energy from the moon, because in the lore, if anyone doesn't know, this isn't really like spoilers, it's just world lore stuff, but the world was shattered, and Hydaelyn is sort of the the Earth-like planet that we're on, and her alter ego or nemesis or whatever, the yang to her yin or whatever. It's like a darkness aspect is Zodiac, and he's actually confined to the moon. So that's also why we're going to the moon, is because that's where supposedly Zodiac is imprisoned. So I kind of feel like that's moon energy coming down. Now, the thing that I'm really curious though is what is the final days, because no one's quite understood what it is. As far as I know, based on like general Final Fantasy lore, it's got to be like some sort of third aspect, like maybe an aspect of void, because they have this thing where like the power of nothingness can manifest. And that's usually what those monsters are, but I'm kind of confused as to how that all matches up here. Not quite enough details. I'm sure it'll like be a great big aha moment whenever when we go and do the expansion stuff. Kind of like when Shadowbringers happened. It was like up until the actual expansion, I was kind of like, what is even going on? And then the pieces kind of came together once the expansion dropped. But it was really good at hiding like what are we even going through. What is the purpose of us getting, all these weird visions and stuff, and someone trying to pull us to another world and all that? That was kind of confusing, and now it makes all the more sense. Alpha knows only too well that the sacrifices are unavoidable. Are an unavoidable part of conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Arngold, have you not? Then I shall say no more. Amidst the great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. I kind of feel like we've got a different filter, though, on this. In the first, the beast tribes all kind of get along with the other people. So we already have like an example of what life is with the beast tribes in society and that, so... It's not that bad. I mean, it just basically turns into, like, fantasy Star Wars. You got your weird alien creatures mixed in with the humanoid types. If there's no reason to linger, I shall take my leave. Oh, okay. Be stoic there, Stenyan. You're cool. You're cool. Stenyan deserves a dope. A true Final Fantasy? Probably not. I feel like, if anything, the series might end on sort of a melodramatic note. Like if the company goes under or something. I don't know. I mean, you haven't seen the end of Disney, for instance, so, if we have a good example, it would be something like that, where it's a long-standing, multi-generational sort of franchise, and, if it ever ends, then that'll be kind of how Final Fantasy ends. It's more of a trope at this point, or like a play on words. The main reason that it was called Final Fantasy, though, is because it was the original name that they wanted to take was owned by someone else. It wasn't like because they were, going to go bankrupt or whatever, and this was going to be their last hurrah when they first made Final Fantasy. But that is kind of like the Mandela effect sort of thing, where the general public accepts that as the truth, even if it wasn't like the real reason why it was named that. It just, the guys just thought it sounded cool whenever they ended up having to choose a new name, because I think it was like Fighting Fantasy or something like that was the original name, but yeah. Even without the threat of tempering to conduct with, the Grand Companies have quite the task on their hands. Regardless of our Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Totoro, will you? Though we have our first battle against, we won our first battle against the Telepharoi, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Okay, this is all generic sort of pep talk stuff. Alright, let's go and continue with the next stage. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. I need to change my necklace. That includes you, Alphino. Arnvald is in good hands here. Of course, he would doubtless mock me for pasting about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength in the readiness of the coming challenges. If all are in agreement, I shall let Crow know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. Bath scene? Anyone? Yeah, no, it's just, at this point, it's just a cool name that they settled on. It will be good to be home. I have something, I've been thinking to do. I have something, I don't even know what he was trying to say. I know how to read, but my mind is still distracted by what I posted on Twitter. Yes, I was trying, I'll try asking him, and thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryle in particular has a few matters she's keen to discuss. One which concerns you, Estinian. Believe it or not, well, you will join us, won't you? Right, Estinian? Right? You're gonna come? Fine. Alright, yep. He's so cool. Really? I thought you were avoiding that Baldusian woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Let's get this over with, shall we? I kind of forget what interaction Estinian had with Kryle, but I assume that they probably had quite the curious interaction. Kryle likes to tease Alphino for being a bit of an optimist or whatever, but she teases him in like a good way. But then I think if I remember correctly, she like teased Estinian for being basically Alphino's big brother, and Estinian's just like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. Because he's just, he's a cool-headed person. He doesn't want to like get the warm fuzzies about all of this interaction. He's been through a lot, so he's definitely tries to keep to himself. What do we got here? I have a lot of quests that I could try and fix. Nah. Let's continue with the story. A voice in the void. What is the deal here? Oh, okay, so this one is back on the first, and that's so I can get my special quest completion for the I don't know how to word it. I haven't played the game for a while, so anyways, we will go Rising Stones. Alright. Also, it seems like my guild that I'm a part of, they appear to still be popping pretty good, so maybe I'll run it by them just in case they have like issues with me streaming it, but there might be a chance of me streaming during an event, and your heiress is gonna be a Lalafellan bartender, so at a brothel, basically. So you know how that's gonna go down. But, unless someone, like, scrutinizes tiny itty-bitty text, it's not like anyone's gonna really see anything. I am curious, though, if I could actually, like, do my old courtesan sort of stuff on and not get in trouble.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time.
It might be a little embarrassing though. I don't have the most eloquent wording with things. I go right for the meat of, for the heart of what my intentions are whenever I'm courtesaning. So it could be pretty embarrassing. Just like, oh God, why am I saying this and why are people reading it?
Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star.
It's really distracting,
So,
but
given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
well, I mean, I am pretty good at getting what I want from the people I cater towards. It's really distracting though, but you can see if you're able to zoom in on the screen well enough. I have mods that like give higher resolution for the faces and stuff, and I turn them off because not all those mods are like appropriate for streaming. But it also reset the textures back to their original, and you can see like the pixelated nose and stuff. I've got prettier faces on my mods. So some of the screenshots I might have shared here and there, that's actually like at least the older stuff. It looks better than like someone else's game would probably.
It is possible the ancient knowledge preserved within their archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that.
Oh, but they probably will.
I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's something. But they're still kind of sitting on the sidelines, little jerks. It won't do good being on your little, like, smarty pants island if the rest of the world is destroyed. You'll just kind of fade away as well.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
It's been a while. On the day of the Crystarium? I'm not sure. I don't remember, so ...
Is the question truly so vexing? Perhaps you fear I will chastise you for giving the wrong answer. Or was it so long ago that you simply can't remember?
The latter. I don't want to be chastised, thank you, Mama Y'shtola.
History shows us that Heidelin is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
It's probably because her influence is effective at the moment.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I am able to tell, Heidelin has not made her will known to anyone.
Oh, come on. I only blush, Okay, I get it.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Heidelin. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Heidelin were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Heidelin's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular.
Yeah, that might provide some insight.
Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times.
Are you gonna get a backup, Lala?
Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number.
Oh, maybe we'll get Estinian as a member.
And so I must ask you again. Will you join us?
I cannot. Oh, not the elf with those sad eyes.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault.
Aw.
But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less.
I love the voice acting in this game. It's awesome. It's giving me chills.
And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Also, what exactly are you gonna do if you don't join us? I think sleuthing is done, so...
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And my sword. Alright, cool, we got Estinian, yay!
And now, I may bid you farewell. safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Charlian, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Kaboom? Is that what's gonna happen? Kaboom? That's a lot of blades. Is he trying to find a weapon more suitable for him? Come on, give me a scythe. Come on, break out the scythe here, what's your face? I forget his name.
Well, does this one meet with your approval?
Xenos, I think. Xenos.
Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
Come on, give us a hint as to the next class. There's going to be a DPS, and there's also going to be that healing class. Well, I bet you Xenos is going to pick up the new DPS class.
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure.
Oh, hey, Six. How you doing? It's good to have you here. We're stepping into to figure out what Xenos has to do here. He's still looking for a new weapon. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the new DPS class. Oh no, not my tweet! Please, I'm. No one's gonna let that down. That thing's gonna just, everyone's gonna retweet that. I almost didn't post it, but I was like, whatever. You know what? I spent the time making myself all pretty and stuff.
It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance.
We got the dragons on our side.
Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
Looking forward to that too.
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use.
So, anyone that doesn't like Xenos, I feel like he's kind of hard to read, and hard to appreciate, because a lot of his backstory is in those little short, chapters that they post online. Tales from the Abyss, or not Tales from the Abyss, Tales from, they got different stories, little short stories. But, Xenos grew up basically, he's kind of like, I guess you could say, like Aizen from Bleach or whatever. He was way more strong and more sharp, in combat than anyone else in of his peers. And he also kind of felt a little isolated because no one was a good match for him. And he, at this point, that's his motivation, but it's like, he's looking for the perfect battle. So even if the world is destroyed, he just wants that one shining moment of, having someone to match his skill, and he's actually doing all this just to push the Warrior of Light to be that perfect enemy, which is kind of fat-headed of him to say anyways, but I mean, if he's that strong, then let's give him a good fight, I suppose. Let's see.
Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
Yes, please, give me a new weapon. Give us a new weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Come on, show it, show it, show it. Let's see it, let's see it. Come on, let me see. Is he gonna pick it up?
Well, not quite what I was expecting. Though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Oh, come on. Don't hide it from us. No. You're totally gonna pick it up and it's not. Oh, come on. Show it to us. Show it to us. I want to see it. No. No. It's gotta be a scythe. It has to be. But it's like, I wish you would show it. Give us more than just this little, like, teaser thing. I hope that's not the end of the patch, because we didn't really see anything. This is the last, like, story patch before the expansion. Come on, give us some actual, like, impactful story steps. I don't know, it's 5.5. I think that is the last patch before the expansion, story-wise. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for a few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thuncree's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. When it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well then, you lot more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with the primal in the near future, but for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and lists to go on. This is where I come in. I and gladly mind you at the... it's the least I can do to support the Scions who risk life and limb, and poor Arnvald. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles now, would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Go off and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Okay, I guess that's it. It didn't even leave us on, like, a cliffhanger or anything. There's gotta be another patch. There's gotta be another story step that happens before we go to the moon. I have no idea, what to expect. Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. Yeah, I'll say you'll do that. As of the moment, you're under strict orders to get as much rest as possible. After all, we need our lady fighting fit when the Tlafroi rear their ugly heads again. None can deny that Hydaelyn's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we've learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. The sudden appearance of the towers surely have not escaped the Forum's notice. I would like to think they would be receptive of Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. It strikes me as odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Tlafroi have so far made only sporadic attacks. Yeah. I shouldn't drink pop whenever I'm streaming, but I can't help it. Oh, and 6, yeah. No, I wasn't sure how to word that. I was like, I kind of do owe you guys that whole, like, picture thing, because I made that poll, like, about a month ago, but, gosh dang it, it's so hard to, like, maintenance is really hard in terms of, like, all of that, so, I do not envy those that do it on, you know, the daily. Perhaps, you know, maintenance isn't as hard as, you know, starting from scratch, but yeah, it took a while for me to get ready for that picture. It strikes me as odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telafroi have made so many sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go through the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. I'm sure. You gotta stay here off and on. If I have to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you have need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation for the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. The Silons are in close contact with the East Aldenard Trading Company of Kugana, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order of some sun-dried squid. Uh-oh. One of my friends is a squid, and they probably would not agree with this request. Alright. Wait, he had some other line to say there. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. Okay. Though we know not the full extent of the Telafroi's schemes, preventing any further abductions must make precedence above all else. For therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. Okay, Ranger. Did we talk to Y'shtola? Yeah, I think we did. Okay. Now what? Now that we're done with the story. I suppose I could check in at... Well, let's see here. We go check in with the dwarves and see about that new, the final wing of the Nier, raid stuff. I know. It's probably gonna play Nier music, and it's probably gonna get my, have to deal with, like, a copy strike or whatever. Not a strike, but someone's gonna try and claim it, and I gotta mute part of it, but whatever. I forget where we left off on that story. Let's go to the raids here. Seat of Sacrifice. Oh, okay, so those are those trials. I've completed Puppet's Bunker. We got a lot of Eden's Gate stuff that we could do, but that requires thinking, and I don't feel like thinking right now. It requires attention and thinking. I'd rather face roll my keyboard while other people carry me through the dungeon. It does appear that we have another step to do for the Nier stuff. Oh, yes, pretty much. I appreciate all the kind words, though. Honestly, like, it's kind of surreal to think that... Like, I don't have a very, like, bad self-image of myself, but I'm like... I don't know. VTubing has definitely allowed me to be more myself and just express parts of me that I'm like, you know, I am pretty banging in this aspect. I'm so glad that you liked that shot, though. Who knew that occasional dieting, but mostly gas station diet, would lead to those magnificent limbs? Yeah, no, whenever I go to the gym, I'm definitely gonna have to, like, show, like, development stuff. I don't know if I posted it already, but there's a chart that teaches you how to build a, trap body. I'm like, okay, so I have the thighs, and now I gotta work on the butt. But I don't want to don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to build too much muscle on top. I just want to be that, like, lean sort of, like, physical shape or whatever. Also, yes, I decided that I had to show you guys proof that I have those those undies that I talked about the other day. As I guess I own them. They are mine. If anyone had a little fantasy of a certain situation, that would probably be the thing I'd wear whenever things got busy. Your heir isn't anything if not good at presenting a certain class, certain tact to her whimsical ways. I honestly, yeah, that's another thing too. I feel like I should just. I need to save some money up though. Right now I'm expecting a big bill for the internet, but I wish I had more money to go and get more scabs. It's not going to happen anytime soon, unless I explode and, streaming becomes a good way of, like, making money. It's possible, and according to all these charts and stuff, once I do break over, I should make a healthy ad revenue or whatever, but I'm just like, okay, this is taking a long time. A lot of grinding. I can't complain though. Like, the growth I've experienced since becoming a VTuber is astronomical compared to my regular content. And now I've got 2 nest eggs. So if at some point my regular stuff, that's still sitting out there in the void, if it gets over that milestone, then I'll have two places where I'm able to benefit. Let's see. What did he say? Here to see me, I appreciate it, but I'm afraid I don't have much to tell you. There's no sign of Anog, and the villagers are, well, you know how they are. I can't blame them, really. 2P used us, she said as much, but we're the ones who allowed ourselves to be manipulated. I keep thinking about what we might have done differently. Let's see. I can't click on it. Dang it. It serves no one to dwell on what could have been. You can change what you've done, but you can't change what you do now. Well, you can't change. You're right, I have to fix this somehow, or at least try. What are you lazing about for, Knog? Where's Anog? She's still up to no good, I bet. Run off before we can make her own up to it. She's what? Go on, explain it to us, where exactly Anog is. Because I'll tell you where my wife is. She's at death's door because of injuries she suffered in the attack. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh yeah, the machine showed up and they destroyed this town, after we finished that last raid wing. There was like a celebration that was gonna happen, and bad stuff happened. Even if she wakes, she may never make a full recovery. So if you know what's good for you, you'll get out of this village before I do something we'll both regret. Mad Lala. Or dwarf, I guess. They're Lala fell underneath those beards. That's actually part of their helmet, is the beard mask thing. Alright, well, hey, thanks for stopping by there, fan. And yeah, drive safely if you're having to travel a little bit, and maybe I'll see you later. And I don't know exactly where we're going after this, but we might still be doing this content here when you get back. So, all right. Frog seems in dire need of comfort. So this is kind of gimmicky, but it's like sometimes you interact with NPCs by emoting towards them. Sorry, I really shouldn't be wallowing. I wish I could do something to help, for a man and his wife especially. But I don't know either of them well. I doubt anyone is willing to talk to me now. I'll ask around. I'll see what I can do, but you owe me. Double if anyone punches me in the face. I like how it's basically like they're idiots and they mess up and stuff, but it's all kind of cartoonized because they're all filled. Really? Thank you. With a bit of luck, they'll open up to you. If there's anything I can do to make things better, anything at all. In the meantime, I'll find another way to make myself useful. It's not as if there's a shortage of rubble that needs clearing out around here. Oh, that's the other thing too. I actually am one of those sinful people that has not played Final Fantasy IX. I missed Final Fantasy 8 and 9. I think I watched a retrospect of 8, so I sort of get the gist of the story. But yeah, no, I couldn't get into 8. The combat system, the menus, and all that, it just didn't quite click with me. Whenever I tried it on Steam, and then I'm sure 9's fun too, but I actually know zero about 9, like even less than in most Final Fantasies. And like, for instance, 12, the only one I actually know is the Zodiac Age version. And it's kind of funny, I bought the game on a whim because it was on sale, but also I was in a rough patch, so I was losing my internet. So I was like, okay, I'm going to download this game, and this will hold me over, hopefully, until I, get back on my feet, and I'm able to pay for some decent internet, yada yada. And ended up being one of my favorite games. Not like gameplay-wise and that, but story-wise it was pretty good. It was definitely enjoyable. I think in terms of 12, though, I probably enjoyed, like, for instance, Lost Odyssey. I still want to play that game, I really do. But I enjoyed Lost Odyssey a little bit more than 12, but it did have some good moments in it. Also, I didn't understand, but apparently there was like a Nintendo DS 12, and it was more like an RTS sort of style game. But yeah, I'm not like fully versed in Final Fantasy. I just know like mostly the ones that you could play on Nintendo, like the original Nintendo, and then like 13 and 14 at this point. I don't even actually know like 11 that much. Look who it is. I hope you're not up to more mischief with Enog and Kenog. A woman with severe injuries and an angry husband. Yes, I know who you mean. I doubt there's much to be done, but I won't stop you from trying. Those two have always been inseparable. I don't think I've ever seen them not holding hands. Can't imagine how he's feeling now that she is in such a state. You're friends with the poor dears, aren't you? The very best of friends. And how long for those days we drank away without a care in the world. She always loved the mead. We all did. It was good mead. That it was. There. I'll probably chuckle if that's how we fix this mess, is basically get everyone drunk. If there's one Final Fantasy that's in desperate need of like a 3D reboot, is 6. I really do like 6. I think they had like some CGI cutscenes, but it made me want just a 3D Final Fantasy 6 even more. I never actually beat that game. I saw the ending, but I got kind of lost in the Dark World section. So I was just like, okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to go at this point, and things are really hard. I don't want to grind, and then I kind of fell off from playing that. But up until that point, it was just like, holy cow, how deep and how long and where are we at? And the story is just never ends. Sort of reminds me of Final Fantasy III, which I also recall I don't think I beat. I got to the Crystal Tower, the ending part of it, and then there were just really tough enemies, and I was just... That seems to be my case with RPGs. I'm like, I tend to, put up with it until the point where it's like the final challenge, and then you're like, okay, I'm a little burnt out. Mead? I suppose we are dwarves, so maybe it's not such a terrible idea. But as far as I know, none of our stores survived the attack. I have to go and make some mead. Down the cliff, here we go then. Oh, right, Still Glade. I think there's a... Still Tide, that's what it is, Still Tide. There's a tavern down off the cliff here. Oh, if there's some available for purchase, I'd happily spend the coin. Can you show me the way? I can go myself. It's too dangerous for you out there. Yeah, it's kind of a big fall. No, I insist. I've accompanied you to much more dangerous places before. I assure you, I won't be a burden, and I need to do this. Yeah, I suppose getting a little bit of a break from the town that sort of hates you would probably do some good. I still have a few things to tidy away before I leave, so I'll meet you at the bridge in a bit. Oh, we have to go the long way? Really? Where are we at? Where we go? What's going on? Talos interrupted. That's something else. At the bridge. Okay, yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to, basically protect him. He's gonna run into there's a bunch of tough monsters out here. So he's gonna run into trouble. I've got to go down the bridge. I bet you he's gonna run into the most, basic enemy down in this area. I'm gonna have to circle back around. I could just take a flying mountain and fly off this cliff and go down to this town here, but... Alright, time for ridiculousness. I feel like that's sort of been the running joke with this, is that the Lalafell dwarf characters, they're always getting in over their heads, and then you have to basically clean up their mess. I'm so small, I gotta fly. I have to fly. Did you get tired already? You just left town. There you are, now if you'll show me the way. Get on my four-person mount. Oh, the ladder, I never used it before. This will be an adventure. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. How far does he make it down the road? Only halfway. So in other types of musings and thoughts and stuff, I was kind of feeling like there's potential in doing a playthrough of Morrowind. from the Elder Scrolls series. I watched a couple reviews on it, and it looked like it was sort of a more bare bones questing sort of style, where you actually have to use your brain. You have to like look at signs, and you can't. There's no like quest objective. You sort of have to figure things out on your own. I feel like it might be a cool like interaction, or interactive sort of playthrough. But how would you guys feel if I tried and picked up that game? I've never played it before, so. And it's kind of an older game. I don't know if it's too easy to get like mods to make it more pleasant to watch, but I can also look into that if anyone is an expert on how to mod Skyrim or Morrowind. Your comment there, Slap, about getting lost in the desert was just like, oh, okay. Hey Wolfie, how you doing? Hey Oni-chan. What's the term? I forget. Konbawa? Oni-san? You can't help it there. You know, yours always knows what gets you going. WRPGs? Or RPGs? That's just you. There's other options we can look at. I'm just kind of thinking, like, I wonder what would be good, like, long-term sort of game to play. Watch, I become another Apex Legends VTuber. No, I don't know if I want to do anything too mainstream. I'm even debating about, like, whether I want to do Minecraft. I don't mind the game. I don't mind Minecraft, but, it seems like everyone does, you know, that. And I want to be able to, like, touch on things that not a lot of people get into. Oh, Wolfie, you might be a little surprised, but go ahead and check our timeline. I'm sure there's something wonderful waiting for you there. You should go and see what your heiress left for you. I should have tagged you, honestly, but I didn't want it to, like, make it a private tweet. I wanted it to actually show up on my timeline. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those types where I'm like, it's been done before, and depending on the audience that I get, I don't really want to, like, have a bunch of, as much as I like kids, I don't want a bunch of kids basically flooding my chat. I like having more rational people to chat with. You did see it. I'm so glad that you had a nice thing to wake up to, Oni-chan. I feel like if I play something like Minecraft or something with just more of a vague idea of what to do, and you just kind of go and tackle anything you want, I'd want to have sort of a theme going. And I get choice. I get overwhelmed with too much choice. If there's too many things that I can do, then I end up basically like head empty, no thoughts. Okay, seems like he's doing alright with the walking so far. The view is different outside the village. Maybe I can find the perspective I need. Kind of baffles me, some of these NPCs are like, I've never left town. I've never even, like, gone to the next town over. And I know most roleplay games, it's not literally the size of the world. Like, this would probably be from one town to the next, probably at least a day's travel. But still, it's like, come on, get out and get some fresh air. Leave your town for a little bit. Oh yeah, that's kind of what we're checking out at this point, because we did the story stuff. And 5.5 story, apparently it didn't leave us on a cliffhanger like we were hoping. It's very, very kind of like open-handed right now. I'm like, okay, are we just going to jump into 6.0 whenever that comes, or is it going to be a 5.6 release for more story development? I'm really curious how we're going to jump from where we are now to we got to ride a giant whale ship to the moon. I'm still excited though. I feel like probably they're gonna save all of the excitement for when 6.0 drops. I really hope, because Shadowbringers was just such a like really good patch. Like I don't think in gaming in general that I've encountered a story as good as it and well paced and just how I felt at the end of it. I don't think any other game I've played in a while has hit like that, much less in an MMO. And so I'm like, I'm wondering if they're getting a little, like, if whenever they were working on 6.0, they're like, oh crap, we basically, we have such a high benchmark to hit at this point. But, you know, if I resolve myself to not expect too much, then maybe it'll turn out for the better. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than disappointed. Oh yeah, and the cinematics and stuff. I feel like with the stupid virus stuff and all that, it probably affected them for development and that, how they swapped over to one dungeon per patch kind of deal. I really miss the Heaven's Ward stuff. They're like, oh well, these dungeons weren't really like as top quality as what we could have done if we, you know, didn't overextend and do multiple dungeons. I still think they were pretty well done, and it just gave more than just like, okay, there's 2 things in the story we can do, and then we wait. It's massive. How in the world did you get this moving? With a great deal of help. I don't understand it myself. Luckily, I have people for that. I feel like this is kind of meta, because we just sort of teleport. Oh no, wait, the Talos things, those machine things, they crank the thing and that's how the platform moves. Well, go on, tell me about it. Oh yeah, that, actually I haven't touched Hildebrand on this account yet. I've played some Hildebrand. I think I got up on the Hildebrand quest, I got up to the point where I was supposed to deliver the dress. But that might be a fun thing that we could look into. We could do some Hildebrand for a bit. And we're way over leveled, so there's not like any chance of us having to like grind for gear or anything like that. We could do that. If we don't want to do the mirror stuff. I had no idea all that happened in Yulmore and Talos, marvelous. I wish I had the ability to bring out the best in people. Maybe Korma wouldn't be so... Never mind. I thank you for your enlightened tale. Now we will descend. Does Hildebrand end with the whole like TV tune sort of like the story will continue kind of thing? Or does it end like as if things were fairly wrapped up? I wonder if they won't do a Hildebrand until, 6.0 kind of stuff. Oh, okay. So, as far as we know, there's probably going to be more stuff in the future. But it could be the same reason why they, condense things down to one dungeon deal. They probably are a little overextended right now in terms of development. Far be it for me to complain after having insisted upon accompanying you, but are we there yet? We just went down the bridge. There's... Eastward it is then. Man, this... We couldn't just give them a ride down the cliffside? I suppose they had to make it so it's like, just in case you couldn't, fly. I almost wonder if some of the quests in this area, it's like, well, we can't really assume that everyone's unlocked flight, so maybe they themselves have to walk around down the path. Oh, are we actually going to Stillglade now? Okay. I could have teleported, but we'll save the gil. Not that I have that much gil. I have like 200,000. If I wanted to make a lot of money, I'd get into crafting, but it definitely feels like a job inside of a game whenever you're trying to get your crafting built. It's just ironic. It's like you gotta do things that you don't like in order to make money. You do the things you don't like to make the money so you can do the things you like. Deep breaths, Knog. Just act normal, or natural, confident. You can do this, yeah. Just get in the mead. How is he gonna mess this up? Let's find out. I bet you he's gonna mess it up somehow. Boo-boo, good to see you. Who's your friend? He seems eager. Lolly-ho, I would like some mead, please, ma'am. Well, I can't say no to one who asks so nicely, and any friend of Fapupu is welcome here. I'll bring up our finest. Yeah, and that's one thing I hope is, VTubing's definitely taken a bit of a tangent to the whole idea, but even back in, it might be a bit of a long story to put in the middle of here, but I'm not sure how many people know my motivation, but I used to stream, I did my first video back in 2008, for instance. I did Twilight Princess, the final Hyrule Castle thing, and I did a 4-part series. And it was 2008. I was just I didn't see the value in it at the time, and I was too busy with other things in my life, so I dropped off on it. But I'm like, darn, I could have been Smosh or PewDiePie or something if I had kept with it. I like where I am now. I really Doubtless. I absolutely love myself. I love being a VTuber. I love everything about this and the potential, but at the same time, I'm always for that last decade or whatever, I was just seeing all the people I followed in that grow and become successful and just how they change and stuff, and I was always in this shoulda, coulda, woulda state. So, anyways, when 2020 came around, I had one of those decade-long New Year's resolutions. I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's just stream. Let's get our content out there. Let's see if we actually even can do well. And we seem to be doing pretty all right. I guess it's a lot more grinding than what some people can put up with. But I've got nothing better really to do, and I want this to work out. So yeah. Picchia, bro fist. Slug fit. No, we're not gonna. No fisting the slug. Thank you, ma'am. I think this should be sufficient payment. Let's hurry back. As exhilarating as this adventure has been, I want to make a gift of mead right away. I was just like, enough's enough. If I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna have to do it. Yeah, that's been pretty much my motivation since then. Is just like, let's find out where this rabbit hole goes. Let's not, get cold feet. Hey, my mind is not in the gutter. Would you like to come with me? Let's see. When I deliver the meat, I mean. Someone has to look out for you, sure. I'm surprised he hasn't run into any trouble along this path so far. I appreciate it. I admit I'm a bit nervous, but this is my chance to help, if only in a small way. So I have to take it. I feel like whatever we're supposed to fight, the little tiny enemy encounter or whatever that's supposed to happen, in between these raid things, I almost feel like it's a design choice to make sure that the person's at least a somewhat capable fighter before they jump into the raid and bring everyone else down. If you can't, kill some regular mobs that show up on the field, then you wouldn't want to have them in your raid party. So I'm still expecting a little bit of trouble rolling his way. Excuse us. We wanted to offer our best wishes and my sincere apology as well. I know it doesn't come close to making up for what you've been through, but I brought you this. I thought maybe you could share it later. Go away. We don't want anything from you. Well, all I want is for you to sod off so that me and my wife never have to see you again. I'm sorry. Canuck sounded to be in considerable distress. You best follow him, lest he come to harm. Okay, here we go. Now he's going to... Now we're going to have a little encounter, because he's just... I knew it was coming. The formula I'm starting to get familiar with a little too much. The bottle of mead Canog had so earnestly wished would share the unfortunate couple now lies forlorn. Hey, Chaos, how you doing? Everyone, this is the one who gave my form life. Nice. I'm glad that you were able to catch my stream. I should, if I got my new schedule at work, I should be able to do my time evening streams about this time. I should be in the middle of one on the regular. And yeah, I'm just gonna get on the grind, and you should be able to catch me more often. Canog just ran right past me toward the crater. I don't know about you, but I'd really rather not have him there by himself, especially not when he's so upset. I can hear the sobs from yalms away. He's just wailing and crying and stuff. He's probably just gonna attract the worst little beastie. Yeah, I figure it was pretty early for you if you're here at this time. It's so funny because whenever your Eris was working with Chaos, it was like I'd get the updates at midnight, almost exactly when I was about to fall asleep, and then I was like, oh crap, okay, I gotta get up, I gotta say something, I gotta find out what these updates are because I won't fall asleep if I don't if I don't follow up with them. If it's just sitting there in my message box and I'm just like, okay. Although, if anyone's curious, I think Gargura, for instance, she does her streams usually about an hour from now until, like for 3 hours. So, if I'm a little bit earlier, then maybe I can catch some Gargoyle friends before they have to go and watch her stream. I kind of like watching her streams too, so it's always nice to be able to get my quote unquote shift done before my idol comes online. Let's see here. Oh, is it? There's an injured woman. Villagers still blame him for all of it. That's a tragic state of affairs all around. The man you met, his wife was with child before her injury. Can't blame him for lashing out given the circumstances. Uh-oh. That's not good. I hope that she doesn't have a miscarriage. That would be... Nah, I think that would be too dark for Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy does get dark a little bit, but that would probably be like an unforgivable sort of situation. And I don't think Final Fantasy likes doing those kind of stories. Oh, and thanks, Slap. I'm glad, though, that you discovered me, and you like catching my streams. There are a number of VTubers that do that, but I'm hoping once I, work past my personal shyness and that I can be a lot more entertaining than some people out there. Not to hate on anyone, but I do find that there's a problem with some VTubers. They've got the model, they've got, all the graphics and stuff. But then you watch their stream and it's like a good solid 10 minutes or more before they say anything. And I'm like, chat interaction, anybody? But that doesn't mean Kanag deserves to take the brunt of it all. I'd consider it a personal favor if you'd find him and tell him so. Another personal favor, at any rate. He's not the most athletic dwarf I've ever met, so with any luck, he won't have gotten far while we've been talking. I'll go and have a word with certain folks in the village, see if we can't repair some of the damage that's been done. Well, it's nice to have someone with a little bit of reason here. Thanks, Slap. I love you too. Alright, where did he run off to? Did he go back to the near place with all the robots and stuff? That's not a safe place to be. Oh, okay, of course, that's when they said the crater. The crater is where the machines are all showing up at. Look out, everyone, spoilers! If you haven't been here before, it's totally spoiling everything. I like this. I like how they're starting to incorporate sections of the raid level outside of the raid, so you can kind of... I feel like that's deserving of sometimes the effort they put in these maps to, Holy cow, I could probably go to everywhere in this map now. You find no sign of the dwarf you seek, a state of affairs that you are becoming too familiar with. Alright, well, I think it's further down, right? Yeah, we gotta go further. Oh, Slap, if you're not familiar with, this game, some of the, mechanics with, the bosses and stuff, it's kind of like sometimes one individual in a team of 24 has to do a certain move, otherwise they basically make the whole entire raid wipe. So, if you don't like a lot of high-pressure stuff, then that's, not great, but, if you're able to keep a cool head in that, I think it's kind of exciting to be, the person that saves all of your teammates and stuff by doing your specific action proper. It's like, oh, I've got the AoE. I'm gonna drag it over here where no one's gonna get hurt. And then your healers are like, thank you for actually being smart. But if it's your first time playing this, then you can get a little bit stressed out. You're like, what am I supposed to do with this? I have this shiny red orb over my head. Are we gonna die? Like, positioning like the AoE thing on the Thunder God of the Elysium. There's a raid boss that you gotta put the little bubble in a certain spot. But I like this. It's basically, this is the wreckage of 2B's satellite and all that. But it's somehow like the story behind this is a little jumbled, but it's more of an excuse just to have a near content in Final Fantasy. But I feel like they did this because like the crash was so epic that it actually went to another dimension. If that makes sense. So, yeah. Exit to the mountains? Let's see here. You've still seen so much as you've still to see so much as a wisp of a beard disappearing around the corner. No one must be further down. Probably. For the glory of mankind. Yeah. Enter the alien ship. Yeah, it's big, it's empty, but whenever you were going through the raid for the first time, there were a lot of obstacles and stuff, and like these long hallways had lasers that would make like half your team wiped out if you didn't avoid them and all that. Little bug friend? What little bug friend? Oh, the one up there. Okay. That is Karaga-san. Basically means jellyfish. But, yeah, no, he's my little mascot. And I found a use for him, which, is to keep me from getting in trouble with the YouTube gods. So he's not always in action, but he is he's like Bloop for Gargura, or like a little puppy dog thing for Karone. So I don't want to go back to the mountains. Yeah. Yeah, the reference picture I gave to Kobe, my artist, I was just like, I don't know, this is a deep sea creature, it looks kind of cool, make something out of it. And we kind of sort of combined ideas into this sort of thing. Yeah, pretty much. He's he'll pretty much like show up if there's anything that shouldn't be shown on screen. Which I should do another Meltus Quest video, but I was a bit preoccupied. You might, if you see on my Twitter timeline, there was some things that I had to tend to. I had to follow a certain trend. Oh, we're getting an echo flashback. I'm surprised how many people liked it. I was just like, oh, should I put it on there? Is it going to be too much? And look over here. Don't run off, Kanag. It's dangerous. Let your big sister take the lead. Oh. Wicked White, Kanag, move. Uh-oh. I kind of wish I had saved the clip of the episode I did, but back whenever I did my regular YouTubing stuff, I got a channel strike, a community guideline strike for my Meltus Quest series, and it made me so mad. It was the 27th episode, by the way. I had gotten some, age restrictions. I was pushing the line, but I think the whole reason that my 27th episode on Meltus Quest for my original playthrough didn't go so smoothly is because I just straight up was like looking at the camera and I was like, YouTube, is this too much? I feel like someone took it personally. And then I tried to appeal it. I was like, wait, stop. If it's bad, just let me cut out the part that you don't like. It's literally one scene. It's censored, but if it's not censored enough, then let me fix it. And it was just automatically rejected. I hated it so much. There was no, it's really dumb whenever you're on the wrong side of YouTube. So I'm thinking, well, I want to keep, I want to do something similar with, me as a VTuber, because I feel like it sort of matches my vibe. But I'll definitely have to be more careful now that I've grown more experience and I know sort of what works and what doesn't. And rule number 1, don't ask YouTube to give you a bad time. Because someone will probably look at it and be like, okay, well, no, we're going to remove that. Like, they removed it to the point where they were like, oh, you're showing porn on our website. And I'm like, it was censored. I even turned the volume down on the game. There was implied things happening on screen. Wiggle. Do you like my fluffy hair too? The only thing I would say is that it will ruin the illusion, I guess you could say. I don't know. It depends. If you like the idea of knowing the person behind the YouTuber or VTuber, then go ahead. But I'm not gonna like probably try and connect myself to that other content. I'll just let it do its own thing, and I'll be a new me as a VTuber. Blood Price. I'll have to look into what that game's all about. There's been a couple games that I've tried out or like done a test recording of, and I'm like, okay, let's see how bad this game is, and if I can record it, if I can like edit out the lewd stuff so I can have it on YouTube, and then I'll just be like, God damn it, this is too raunchy. I can't work with this. It would take me way too much effort to make it appropriate for YouTube, even or even worth watching. So this weird white ball. This is apparently like some sort of amorphous goo that's a remnant of alien technology. I'm not entirely sure what this is all about, but yeah, it turned into a giant puppet-like final boss in the second Raid Wing. So I wonder what this is gonna do with Anog. Oh my. Well, what? It had all the alien text on it. Anyone that knows Nier Automata, that text is basically what replaces the names of bosses and stuff that come from the aliens, like angles and all that. Uh-oh. Where did her helmet go? I want her hair. I really want her hair. I bet you. I'm almost betting you anything that her hairstyle is like locked behind the Raid Wing. Dwarf facsimile. Anna, it's you, isn't it? I love her hair. Nog. Oh, please, I need that hair. I need that hair so badly. What will you say? That thing, the orb, can't be Anog. I'm sorry. Kanog, I think Anog may be... How do you know? How did you even know about, back when she... Never mind, it doesn't matter. Anog is what matters. Anog, she... She could be dead, and that could be just a clone. Let's see. I know, but you can't stay here. Let's go home and take some time to think, alright? I don't think she survived that cave-in. Good thing there's a script that... Oh. You know, I do have a Trap Lalafell template. I moved him over to a character that's not, you know, as far along in the story as... I think it's like a level 10 Marauder. But, let me see if there's a way I can... I'm going to show you a picture of it real quick. Might as well. I mean, we're kind of chilling here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where would you be? I'm so glad that I've got game capture on and not display capture, because I do have a few pictures that are not really like appropriate to show on screen. Oh, there's the bunny butt. Yes, I have some mods that make Vera very fine, very fine. Where's the little picture? Let's see. Ah, here we are. Okay, we can't show. It's questionable, the one that shows his chest. I mean, it's a boy, but at the same time, it's kind of questionable. So I will. Let's see here. Okay, it's right here. Add a source image. New source. Lalafell picture. Copy address. Oh, I can't go there. That doesn't work. I guess I gotta go manually through here and find it. About halfway through in this file. Come on, computer. Show me the preview. Don't load all the previews. Okay, it's getting there. It's just taking its sweet time. We're at... Where's March? It's not down there. It's taking forever. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Okay. That would explain why it's not showing up. I have so many pictures. I have like over 1,000 pictures. Just screenshots after screenshot. I bet you like I got 10 gigabytes of screenshots on my computer. I just can't help it. I can't bring myself to delete it. Sometimes the light's just right or things just work. It's going to be 7. No, it's going to be 3. Up in March 11. I'm glad it has the dates on these pictures. Okay, as soon as it decides to load itself. I literally have like... You know how it takes a moment sometimes for photo previews to show up in the when you're looking for an image on your computer? I'm like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, let's make sure we don't pick the naked picture. Okay, anytime. Okay, that is the right one. Alright, I don't see a preview, but it does show the right one. There we go. Okay, let's shrink that one down a bit. You guys can see that, right? Yeah, I pretty much made myself like it's a boy Lalafell, but it looks sort of effeminate. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just, the fact that you can use this hairstyle on a male Lalafell is like, you know, I'm going to work something with that. Alrighty, well. Okay, no more Lalafell. Not for now. Oh yeah, I forgot you did show up at a interesting time. Saw some image show. Hey Trace, how you doing? It's good to see you. see what he has to say here. I'm sorry, I'm fine. Everything's fine. It makes me wonder, though, when did that happen, the whole cave-in thing? I wonder if her sister has been a fake this whole time, or what's going on. When did the cave actually collapse and kill her? I'm betting you she didn't make it, so. Okay, guess we gotta go talk to the village chief. Also, anytime I see a character in their underwear, I'm just like, I'm so glad I turned my modifications off. You know, they can dress however they want, but it'd be quite the oh my, if I had my, high quality HD adjustments on. All right, Chief, what's the word? Tell me you found him. Well, we just finished up 5.5 on the story, and it kind of ended a little anticlimactic. But now we're sort of checking out the near raid content. This is before the wings, so I don't know if we got the item level to go into it, or if I've got like the endurance to deal with whatever mechanics might be in that dungeon. But if it's anything like how the last raid was for the last expansion, this last wing's gonna be a doozy, and we're probably gonna run into a lot of people that don't know how to play it, and it might be frustrating. I might actually have like whole raid groups quitting. Oh goodness, wow. Slime went down the wrong tube there. Yes, I do have, I am a courtesan. I gotta have some sort of sauce to be able to share with my, clients. Anyways, okay, yeah. What's the matter? I'm afraid something has happened to Analog. She fell from a cliff, you say? And then when she reappeared from this orb, it wasn't, there wasn't a scratch on her? I admit that sounds bad, but I found those two in these very tunnels myself years ago. They were a pair of troublemakers since the start. They've always been a little strange, to be sure. They have good hearts, though, both of them. Analog's too headstrong to let a little tumble keep her down. I'm certain she'll be back with us before you know it. As for the orb, I haven't the slightest idea, so don't you go prodding at it. And keep it quiet for now. We may not be able to keep Kannog from dashing off again later, but we can preserve the peace for now. Oh, you guys. I can't help it. I don't know why. You guys make me happy, okay? I'll admit it, but I don't giggle this much normally. Oh my gosh, I still can't believe I posted that on Twitter. But what's done is done. Yeah, let's see here. Get some new music from the story here. Lolly, I have been too optimistic, Faputu. Faputu. Hey Alice, how's it going? Everyone's showing up as I'm having a giggle fit. The fact that the villagers are still nursing a grudge doesn't surprise me. Not that I haven't tried to make them think better of it. But why hasn't Anna come back and given them, what for yet? It ain't like her to fret over what people think. Oh boy. And then Kanaga was worried he'd go chasing after her again, which is why I'm even more worried that he's been shut up in the tunnels this whole time. Chief. We need to clear the rebels so we can start digging again. But the others won't stop bickering about whose job it is. Not even when I threatened to build them clear into the sea. I'll be right there. 2 boots are better than 1, as they say. Looks like I have other business to take care of. Not that I was having much luck here. Can you check on Knog in my stead? Well, with Analog gone and the villagers treating him like he's the blight, he could do with the reminder that not everyone has abandoned him. And who's to say, maybe one of your tales of adventure will cheer him up. I've got just the thing, though I've forgotten the names of everyone involved. Let's see, or scar him for life. Yeah, we got some horror stories. I'm sure whatever you come up with will be fine. Probably. And let me know how he's doing, alright? Even if he doesn't want to talk to me. I want him to have the help he needs, is all. Guys, keep activating my blush mode. Oh, let me see. Does this person have some new armor? I think that's part of the new outfit set. That's kind of cool. Let's see here. What does it look like on me? Is it, what item level? 530? Okay, so raid stuff is going to be pretty good gear drops. Let's try it on. Aw, look at that. It's like a little... It's also painted white. Let's see. Enable dye preview. What does the original dye look like? Black. Okay. Good question. What color would look good on this outfit? And... purple. Got purple hair. It's interesting. Also with my flat Lalafell chest, I'm just like, not much showing in that window, but okay. What's going on there, Knog? Are you sleeping? Oh, you're knocked out. Uh-oh. Knog is radiating an uncommon amount of heat. Many layers in insulating his head probably aren't helping. Are we going to take his helmet off? I'm going to see what his head looks like? What his normal face looks like? What kind of hairstyle you got? Do you got a new hairstyle, or is it just one of the original? It looks kind of familiar. You collapse says what? You need rest. That feeling like your head is full of fiery bees, that's a fever. He's worried sick about his sister. No, I'm fine. I got to find Anog. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Anog wouldn't want you running after her in this state. Anog, I'm... Oh, and, yeah, no, actually, I really do like Subway sandwiches. One of my, I'm kind of simple, though. I'm just like, I don't know what I want. Again, I get, choice, overwhelmed with too many choices. So I just like the sweet onion teriyaki sandwich. And then if they have it, I do a leaf or spinach leaves. I don't like lettuce. It's okay on certain things, but if you give me the choice between lettuce and spinach leaves, and I will always choose spinach leaves just because they're so big and fluffy, and they're also really good for you. They got a lot of iron in them. Yep, your heiress has to nurse this person back to health. Don't worry, we'll perform CPR in the most say-so way possible. Okay, that's not working. What was I gonna do here? This seems right? Nothing wrong could possibly happen if you woke up now. Oh, my menu's a little bit in the way here. There we go. Camera angle down. Boom. There we go. We got every anime protagonist opening ready for him. What I really like about this these pants that I wear is that it's got the thigh pinch on it, and Lalafell have by far the biggest thighs. Let's see here. Yeah. See, it's the Nier Automata outfit. Now, on my slightly more adjusted game, it's not just like sport sort of undies. It's straight up the leotard bottoms. But this is in game. This is actually like what the skin looks like for everyone, mods or no mods. It's the regular stuff. Volatile butt. It's not lewd YouTube. It's exactly what's in the game. Censor approved. But yeah, if I can get close enough to show, it's got a little bit of thigh pinch there, right around the side, kinda. I like it. Believe it or not, I'm pretty into it. Hey, I'm pretty into it too. That's why my Lalafell is an excellent adult entertainer. I think it was at 35. I could be wrong. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know, it feels off. My camera angle, sometimes I have it pointing a little bit higher just so I can have more screen to work with. I'm not just looking at the floor all the time. Alright, I guess we go back. Man, for anyone that just wants to get in the raid content and doesn't care about the story, they're probably like, oh my gosh, I gotta go back and forth. I feel that way too whenever I'm trying to like start a new character and speed through the story and that. I'm like, I went here to talk to one person, now I'm back at the start. Why couldn't I have just gotten to the next challenge or whatever? Cannot collapsed. We need to do something about that fever. I think some of my wife's supply remedies survived. I'll see, I'll go and see. You keep an eye on Canog. Maybe give him a glass of water. I know dwarves like mead and alcohol and all that, but he could have a fever because he's dehydrated. That's another chance. Now look at that. See, we're back. Literally talked to one person and then we're back exactly where we were before. He took off. That's not good. Oh no, I would say this game's got a lot of nice replayability. It's, what it isn't is it's not very alt-friendly. Each character, if you so choose, is completely not tied to the other character. Like, even on the same server. If you want to, you can have an entirely different experience on a new character. The only thing that would carry over is, like, account-wide mailbox gifts. Like, I know that I've had this account for so long, I probably have, like, 40 items I could probably get right from the start, such as Fantasias and account mounts and stuff like that. It would take a while for the mail to catch up, because it's like, I don't know, it takes a while for all of the items to come in. But that's the other thing too, is it's like, if I ever, like, needed some goodies, I could start a new character, and it wouldn't, I would have some paid content that's, like, right there, ready to go for free. That was one of the things I actually, back before before they changed it to, like, an item shop and that, there were certain items you could get back in, like, 2.0 days and that, and one of them was, like, veteran rewards, and I think you still get those rewards, but I'm not entirely sure, or what was it? You would buy, like, a pack of Fantasia, and that's the way to change your character's looks and that, but there were a limited amount of times you could change your character's looks. But when you bought it, then you had it for good. So I can have probably at least 13 or more potions. And they're $10 a pop, but I get like 13 of them for free each new character I make. Because I was grandfathered into the old system. Anyways, where are we at with the story here? Willpower and hubris. We'll worry about that later. Damn it all, let's go quickly. Oh yeah, I was mentioning that, 6. I was thinking, it might be kind of fun to go through the story again. Just for anyone that's not familiar with the series or would like to see your little Eris go through all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot to check the latency, so I might be responding to questions a little bit late, but, pardon that. Who's there? Oh, okay. Alright, well, if it's your end, then, shame on you. You. Oh yeah, I do have a DVR turned on, so people that have missed my stream or whatever are catching up. They can kind of, what's the word? They can, brain turned off for a second. They can scrub through, and see stuff that I've already encountered. I think that's how it works, if I've got DVR turned on. I don't know if that does, like, more data, or if it affects the stream quality, but, yeah. I think the option is more so that, like, it motivates people to watch your stream while it's happening, and then you can post the VOD later, but I like having it where people can, check in and see what we've done already without having to wait for the stream to end. Always kind of annoys me whenever I'm, like, looking at a live stream and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they've done already. Oh, I can't check, I can't look back and see, like, all the stuff that people are freaking out about right now. Should ask around, find out if anyone saw him go past. Not that I expect they'll be too inclined to help. Still, any leads is better than none at all. I'll speak with my miners. You talk to whoever else. Aw, thank you there, Lord. I appreciate you recognizing your Eris's greatness. Golly, could you imagine, though, if, when we explode, I mean, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when we, have hundreds of people watching and that, and then it's like, You guys were there at the beginning. One of these days we'll be playing a game at the right time in the right place, or we'll release a song, or something will happen, or whatever, and it'll hit the search results just right, and then more people will be like, "Dang, I want more of that slug." I'm still trying to understand the secrets of virality. Like, sometimes people will post the most mundane stuff, and they'll have, like, hardly anyone really on their account or following them, but it'll just be, like, thousands of likes and retweets and all that other stuff, and I'm like, really? That was that clever? I mean, it was kind of cool, but how did that show up and click with the community more than, like, than the next person that might have a little bit more established presence? Finally realized he's not good to us and left, did he? But without him or Anog, who's going to be held responsible for what happened? Their collaborator here for one. Listen, outsider, I'm sure you thought you were helping, but now we're doomed. Doomed! That's one of the things is that they're all like, when they panic, they're all like, we're doomed! We're doomed! Yeah, that is kind of how it is, I think. It's weird how it works out that way, but I forget the term. I also feel like once I break over 1,000 follows, same thing will happen whenever I get over 1,000 subscriptions. I do this often, and I'm to blame for this too, but I'll look at someone, and even if they got good content, oftentimes I'll be like, well, they only have like 100 or so followers, and I'm not entirely sure I want to follow them. I mean, haha, clever. But then I'll have someone else that's like got a couple thousand that does something that's relatively mediocre, and then I'm like, oh, that was kind of cute, and I follow them. It's got to be some sort of like mentality where it's like they've already sort of proven themselves or whatever. I know it's not fair, but that's kind of, at least from my perspective, sometimes that happens by default. I know for a fact, though, that, like, I probably wouldn't have your guys' attention if I was, like, 1 or 2 followers. One, for instance, you guys probably wouldn't know exist, and then 2, it's like, I don't know. I feel like the more people you get following yours, it just reels them in better. Oh, and thank you there. I like the butterfly outfit. It's very cute. No, Con's missing too. We're dropping like dwarves, like ale from a leaky casket. Well, I hope you find him. The matter of culpability is still unsettled. I'll never get the villagers to agree on what's what if the most guilty-looking party's up and vanish. Okay. Search for a Con, you say? That can't be easy. Those twins aren't really the sort to stand still. Wish I could help, but haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Not more than usual. At any rate, certainly no fever apple dwarves. Imagining the go off. Yeah. It's kind of holding certain things together. There might be a bit of a wardrobe malfunction if that bow wasn't there. Oh, what is it? I can't look at my glamour plates, but I have an basically it's like lewd cowboy or cowgirl outfit. I got the big old boots from the one Animos place, and I actually dyed the Fagnarian dancer leggings. I dyed them blue so they look like a jean sort of thong thing. And then the big old cowboy hat and the big like rider gloves and stuff. I showed it to one of my old friends once dressed as that, and they just looked at me and they're like, why? Why? I'm like, hush. Do you see my tag? Do you see my description? I mean, if you have to ask why whenever you see something like that on my character search info, then good luck with that. Oh, for anyone that is curious, that /C/, yeah, that is that's my F list. I need to update it, but I did put an F list for my characters. For anyone that is in that subculture that knows about that, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I guess if people are curious. I don't know if I put the right name on there. I know I changed the name a couple of times because it wouldn't let me create a new character when I alted and just had a slightly different name. So, if it doesn't show up on these search results, then oh well. Your Eris isn't as lit as she used to be before she went live. I promise. Actually, I used to be so lewd that I would annoy people. There was one time where some guy was just like, dude, seriously, get off of the horny train. You are obnoxious. Well, I don't think I got to the point of creating any custom tags, but F-List, I did create a profile that sort of told people in general my kinks and things that that may or may not be allowed if you interact with my character. And I'm not like some sort of Tumblr tubby that would be, you know, like, oh, you're doing something that I say is not okay. I'm backing the F out. But it was more like in general. I think one of the only things that I put as a hard no was like age play and other things that implied like a kink towards like underage stuff, because I don't see lolly as that. I see lolly as just its own thing. And then also people that age play are really creepy. I'm not gonna lie. There was one person whenever I was a Lalafell, like actually a brand new player, and I tried out some roleplay for a bit, and then someone whispered me, and they're like, can we go out to this one place, and can you pretend to be that you're like 9 years old or something? And I'm like, no, why would you want to do that? It was very weird. It was just icky. It's almost like whenever I get see those creeper DMs that are trying to like in Twitter or whatever, trying to talk to 13-year-olds and stuff. I'm just like, ugh. No hard eyes. I forget that I have tongue out as hard eyes. I don't like it. That is not what I wanted to say. Yeah, no, predatory stuff. And that's why I always kind of have a bit of a gripe whenever someone pulls people that like lolly stuff into the whole like pedo argument. I'm like, that's not the point. That's not what they're into. I mean, some people might have, might like both things, but lumping everyone into that same, you don't understand. And I don't know. There's different people. They have their likes and interests, and what I really wish is like, if it's not harming anyone, then let them be. Just don't consume what they like. Exactly. One of the things that I thought was kind of fascinating, it's funny because I was like trying to read up on like some psychology stuff about, since I was having these arguments with people. When I say arguments, I mean more like healthy debate, not like having some sort of nasty discourse with someone. But one of the things I read up on was like the psychology of furries, for instance, and it brought up the term is called erotic target inversion, I think is what it is. I don't know if my voice is able to say that properly, if you can hear what I'm saying. Yeah, erotic target inversion. And it basically is like some people will actually look at something that's their kink and they fantasize about being that particular object of desire. And I think that goes with a lot of, like on the sexual side of things for lollies, because that does exist, but it's like, if anything, they want to be the cute small that is getting railed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they want to be a nasty predator. It's like they sort of project themselves onto that character. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, even IRL myself, I wouldn't mind being desired in that beastly of a fashion. But then also some people have some admirable reasons to like loli. Like, for instance, Kyoto. I don't know if anyone... I haven't seen any of her streams. I don't really know her personally. But I saw a post once on Twitter. And she was talking about... what was she talking about? She was mentioning how, like, she does the loli thing because it's a coping mechanism. Like, she actually survived real-life abuse. And... it's a way to sort of like bring back a little bit of control and give her some childhood back that was stolen from her. And I think that's kind of fascinating. That's one of the things that inspires me about getting to know some of these people is just like that's a fair reason to want to basically, you know, own your own the situation by I don't know how to word it. Hit me up in the DMs. Yes, fan. I'm aware that you would love to have some one-on-one with me. I do. I will admit, I do like it, and I will probably play into it. But I'm so busy with trying to get off the ground that if I ever like flirt with someone, and then I kind of sort of drop off on the topic, don't take it personally. I'm just super busy. And, I don't know. I've done it for 12 years. I've done it for a long time. The whole, like, ERP, erotic stuff. And I'm like, it's time to put my efforts towards something more productive than just getting my rocks off. So, yeah. So I will engage, but to a point, I will probably be like, okay, I gotta go to bed. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys don't mind whenever I don't pay attention to what game I'm playing. I just hang out with you guys. It's awesome. I mentioned this in another stream, but the reason I played MMOs in the first place is not because of the game necessarily. It's because of the social interaction. I'm kind of liking this whole streaming thing. I like being able to just chat with you guys and just have something going on in the background while I have deep thoughts with you or just have a bit of fun. Hey, I didn't put much thought into it whenever I first decided to be a slug, but when I looked up some slug biology stuff, I'm like, hot damn. Some of the stuff that slugs get into, or whatever, I made a post about it once. I sort of, showed an example. I'm like, there's so many things you could, you could go really, Rule 34 with that. Yeah, one of my favorite things, okay, I'll admit, one of the favorite things I like about slug biological processes and all that is the whole skin absorption thing. How to word this delicately? Let's say something not water, something not necessarily kosher got on my face. or I had it in my hands or something. It could absorb into my skin and bam, yeah. You got the double lines there, boy. Oh, there's just the semi-permeable skin thing is very cute, but also quite intriguing. I have a habit of that where I'll do something just on a whim, and then it'll be like a happy accident. That tends to work out really well for my personality. Yes, I spilled some yogurt. I'm just getting my daily protein, you know? Wow, what are we, are we playing a game, or are we just... Where can I donate? Hey, I mean, I am made of pure muscle. I don't get the protein from just nowhere. I don't know. I mean, I am kind of into the whole mushroomy flavors. I like me some mushroom sauce now and then. Stay hydrated. Yes, exactly. Gotta stay hydrated. Speaking of which, let me oh, blushing takes so much out of me. I gotta replenish the fluids. Oh god. Instead of like Goku, where it's like, take my energy, everyone's like, take my protein. Oh, now I'm getting all sweaty. Or I guess slimy. Oh. Alright, so it looks like our little Nog friend went back into the crater. I'm kind of dragging out this story. Yes, someone needs to clean up all of this excess sweat. Let's see here. Has anyone actually, like, in here not seen my full model and all that? I've got the cute thigh thing going on here, you know, I got the leggings and all that. Got the wiggles. One of the things I'm trying to do with my model right now is fine-tune the movement, so it's like, I don't know how the HoloLive models do it, but they do the whole, like, when you lift your head and stuff, it seems more interactive, more animated than that. So I got the sensitivity turned up a little bit for, like, looking up and down. I don't know if it's capturing the right appeal. Yeah, got the thigh squish. I guess nodding does make my skirt flip a bit. Tilting kind of makes me my legs twist and all that. Oh yes, very good lap pillow. And eventually, I'm hoping that it won't be too long, but I'm hoping to have a couple outfits at some point. Just depends on, you know, what kind of funds I have at my disposal. I'm very happy with my look, but you know, every once in a while you might want to get into the whole casual clothes and that. Also, I have some wicked tattoos. I really want to show off those tattoos at some point. So, you might have seen a couple of previews on Twitter, but yeah. Oh, yeah, I like the boots. I like the little platform booties. They're so cute. Alright, let's wiggle ourselves back into this little corner here. Yeah, I don't know if I put my Twitter in the description on this stream, but if you haven't, there's a lot of extra goodies and stuff that you can find if you filter through my Twitter. I do fight against, like, people, like I argue a lot, not necessarily a lot, but I do get into heavy debates with people that hate Lolly, because I think it's kind of ridiculous and it's sort of internet bullying. It's basically internet bullying, I think. So Ignore that. I'm not always so morose and just, like, negative. I am very fierce against, it's like, you know what, if you don't like it, fuck off. don't consume the stuff. Don't, attack people. Because the abuse that some of, like, my friends and stuff had to go through, just to find people of similar interests, it's borderline suicidal, I would say. I'm pretty, yeah, it is cyberbullying. Okay, yeah, exactly. It's not right. It's not harming anyone. It's just, I'm actually kind of happy that people are able to express their interests, because it helps me find people that are interested in things I like. It doesn't have to be lowly, but, if I was interested in something else obscure, I would like other people to be expressive about it. But, yeah. Yeah, and I was trying to have this discussion with one of my coworkers, because apparently her husband is, like, straight up a Smash tournament leader person. And I'm like, oh my god. If he knew who I was, he probably would, like, absolutely loathe me. But that's the other thing too, that I appreciate the lowly lovers and their endurance, their, like, what do we call it? Their patience, and a lot of people don't fall into that trap of, committing the same crimes against other people, or not crimes, but, don't become this, they don't become the monster that goes after them all the time. They're very reasonable, in their approach. But it's like, people that don't understand lowly stuff, it's like, wow, they get so vicious, and I'm like, just don't consume it, don't follow it, go somewhere else. It's not going away. It's, unless, all hell breaks loose and everyone becomes, basically a Puritan. The best thing you can do is, if you don't like it, go away. I don't, like, for instance, I was talking to someone in Twitter, and I hope I didn't, they asked what was going on with an argument I had with someone, and I was like, okay, here's the basic, lowdown of what's going on. And I was explaining how, like, it's basically cyberbullying that I have to put, that people, I am shrinking. There we go. Where was I going with that? My brain is going like a mile a minute, my words aren't catching up. But yeah, no, okay, never mind. I'm sure I'll remember it at some point, but you guys understand. It's just like, and what is, oh yeah, like for instance, okay, what I was trying to say is, vor, for instance. I do not like vor, and I think it's disgusting. I think it's just nasty. And it doesn't turn me on in the slightest. There is nothing I could see about vor that would please me in any way. It's almost, I almost feel the same way about inflation, but inflation, for instance, has to be more of like it has to be to the extreme where, like, I'm like, okay, that's gotta be painful. Because I do a lot of that with my, naughty interests, that I project myself onto it, because that's how I get my kinks, or from that sort of stuff. But, I wouldn't want someone shoving vor down my throat, but, if they go and find their community that likes vor, then go ahead, have at it, Live and let live. But yeah, that was, I think that was a good example, though, that it's, cyberbullying, so. What's the big wheel, some kind of machine? An enemy stronghold, technology from another world. Well, that doesn't sound good, though I'm still more concerned about where Canal might have gone. Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna say that really rubs me the wrong way, is that when people compare Loli to kid stuff, and I'm just like, no. I was just seeing a comment there in the chats, and I'm like, and then you know, you get all the kids that are following them, and they're like, oh, I don't want to follow this person, they're a freak. And I'm like, they're not a freak. They might have an uncommon niche sort of interest, but they're not going to go and attack people in real life about it. They might have some really deprived fantasies, but you know what? I'm sure you've probably looked at something really weird and bizarre online, and then you're like, okay, there goes the internet history for today. we're in incognito mode. That is gonna be our savior today. And I think also too, I think like the fact that it originates in Japan and stuff, they have a different perspective in general with like for instance, nudity, for instance. Western civilization has basically delegated any kind of nudity is sexual. But over in like Asian community, culture and that, you don't, I mean, if you're naked, you're not necessarily gonna get down with someone. It's just your body. and they actually, as far as things I've read, they've got like one of the lower rates of sexual abuse and stuff like that, just because people are more aware of themselves as a person, as a human being or as a organic being, you know. So, oh my goodness, you had to bring it up. No, I do not like insect stuff. It's so bad. No, just it's so awful. I do not like insect stuff. I swear to God, if anyone does Rule 34 and the first thing is of me is insect stuff, I'm seriously going to, you know, delete their existence. Don't make your heiress have to put up with that. We are not going that direction. I'm going to be so angry with you. I'm going to give you my blushing angry eyes for a whole day for it. I may be a slug, but I am an aquatic mollusk. I am not an insect. No. Slugs are not insects. We have organs. We breathe through a little respiratory hole in our neck. There's not a lot of insect to us. In fact, if you try to squish a slug, you're basically squishing a cat. How do you like that sound, huh? Would you squish a cat? I don't think so. Hey, you know, and then eggs. Platypuses lay eggs, okay, and they're mammals. You wouldn't consider a platypus any less of a mammalian critter. Slug. Don't make fun of the slug. Yeah, girl. Hey, you know, I am the wiggliest, slimiest, I find that funny though, actually thinking about it. I'm like, yes, I am a slimy girl, and I love it. Yes. Well, slugs in my particular genus, we do lay eggs. I suppose if you really wanted me to, I could cause, you know, some sort of adjustment if you wanted me to incubate internally. But no, most of the time, I've yet to have children of my own. But if your heiress ever were to find a particular mate, that would be done and over with, and they would be on their own, and good luck. Your heiress has better things to do than to be a mama. I'll just write that down. That's the other thing too. I compared myself at one point. I was like, I am so much more top class than slime girls. I mean, slime girls have to watch out for drains and stuff. Your heiress just has to watch out for a little bit of salt. Spider slug. monster the slug would turn into. Probably something really horrible. Probably something that would impress Father. Slug babies would be beautiful. I would probably go so far as to be like a crocodile, I would say. I'd probably protect my eggs. I might make sure that they're well off before they go out into the wide world. But other than that, I don't have time for it. So I have a bad and familiar feeling about this. You think he's inside? Probably not alone. Here we go again. Yeah, I feel like we've been here several times. It could just be that this didn't distract us so much. The story seems to be dragging on, but if you're ready to face whatever is in there, then let's go get this over with. The longer we wait, the more I worry. What do you mean, let's? If anything there needs killing, I'll handle it myself. Yeah, we'll handle all these baddies here. I'm coming with you. I'll leave the dangerous bits to you, but I can't stand by and do nothing. Not anymore. I need to be sure he's safe, please. Alright, fine, if you so choose. Where is our quest objective? Oh, we're still in story mode. Also, I will say, for anyone that's got the misconception about me and salt, it's more of a balance. I do have semi-permeable skin, but as long as the saline internally is greater than the saline externally, then I won't dry out. It won't hurt or nothing like that. The whole reason slugs don't like salt is because it's like it creates an imbalance, and then the water's literally pulled out of your cells. Science, you know? But that's why I can do just fine in salt water. Inside I am a salty girl. But in a good way. I'm not always salty in a bad way. But I guess you could say if you get me mad, I could probably get pretty salty. Oh, I will say, like, if you want an example of what, like, a really bad time with salt is for a slug, if you ever get a cut, or you have, like, a really big gash or a rash or something like that, I mean, for one, go see a doctor or get it fixed, but if you really want an example of what it feels like for your morbid curiosity, throw some salt in it. That's precisely what happens to a slug when you put salt on him. So there you go. All the times you put salt on a slug, you can think that really striking, nasty pain that happens. That's what you're doing to a slug. Because, like, for instance, your skin kind of keeps the water inside you, but that stinging sensation from having salt in the wound, the whole saying, salt in the wound, that's because it's literally ripping water molecules out of your cells. So your cells are like, holy crap, this is not good. Which I will admit, before I became a slug girl, I did that once or twice to some slugs, because I was a little shit as a kid. I would poke things, I would, torture bugs just to see what would happen. I don't feel so good about it nowadays. I'm like, great, if there's ever a hell, I'm gonna go to bug hell, and all the bugs I ever killed as a kid, they're waiting for me there. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we've all done that, our little critters now and then. I remember once I had what is it? One of those little clapper toys from McDonald's and like the Happy Meal and that. I used to clap bees with them because it was like the perfect little like container to catch them. But then I got stung and then that didn't end very well. But yeah, I was very destructive with my insect interactions. That's probably why I don't like insect types of naughty things. I'm just like thinking of all the times I've messed with angry, gnashing, nasty like bugs and stuff. I'm just like, I don't want that to fuck me. I don't want that to go and do something lewd to me. That is not cool for me. Sorry for lighting me high, and I couldn't. I have to keep reminding myself not to get distracted. To tell the truth, I'm starting to understand the intrigue. You said that this place you found in the canal before is through here? Mm-hmm. I'm curious where this branch is going to take us. If we're going to, like, where else in the near universe does it actually take us? Because I haven't been spoiled on it. Also, with Lalafell and the way they walk, you get a little bit of upskirt. Every time they walk, you catch a face, a bit of a walk forward. Canog! Uh-oh. Those are a lot of 2Ps. That's what these models are. They're not 2B, but 2P. This is not good. Uh-oh. Beings of this world, watch closely. Me with my mighty staff. Yeah, I'm conflicted on spiders. I'm not scared of them necessarily, but sometimes if they get like a really creepy crawly going, yeah, it's hard to break that instinct. There's no time to destroy the sphere quickly. Oh, am I gonna fight things now? I wasn't expecting that. Might have to get serious now. All the androids are shutting down? Nope, nope, they're not. Bad stuff's happening. This is bad. We have to get out of here. Oh, okay, we're gonna have the towers. That's where we're going. Okay. Well, I suppose that makes sense. It's a big old, like, rapid construction machine tower thing. Holy cow, that goes really high. Damn it, we're too late. What in the seven hells was that? I'm owed several explanations. I know you're confused, but there's no time. Oh, yeah, okay, so we're talking to Anog now? What? Wasn't she like a clone? We must destroy that sphere. Two-piece plans are already in motion, and this whole world will be consumed. Oh, okay, alright. We won't let that happen. We came to save this world, and now we have a debt to repay. You saved a 9S after all. And there's still so much we haven't seen, right, Tubi? Focus on the mission. Right, leave it to us. It'll take everything we've got to stop them. I believe we can succeed, but we'll need your help. Be ready. I'd feel weirder if you weren't ordering me around. Fine, but I'll get my explanations from you yet. Duly noted. I'm sorry, Chief. Can you look after Kanag? You're sorry? Yes, of course. I'll carry him back and make sure he rests. You look after yourself now. And, tell me what all, this is about later. We make for the tower. Yeah, aren't you glad that your heiress doesn't, consume her mates? I mean, you are just a big sack of protein. I could use that for, my, the results of, your biological, deposit. The tower, okay, cool, sweet. We're at a new mission thing. What is the requirements for this? Well, obviously we gotta level up some more. So we're at 194. Okay, what sets us over? I guess we could do some more dungeon to be able to get that last little tick. We're looking on tokens. Not that much. We got pretty much all of our crystal stuff, so we don't have any reason to use our the white ones, the allegory. We would need revelation to get anywhere else. 520. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I would probably require you for multiple donations. And also some manual labor and stuff. You know, there's some things that need to be moved now and then. Alright. What do we got here? What do you hear? The sooner we can destroy that sphere, the better. Can I even see the top? No, I cannot. It won't let me. Camera will not look high enough. Okay. We need to end this. I wish we had time for a few quick scans at least. My theory is that when the satellite crashed finally, like, it blew up in orbit, but it probably crashed at some point, and maybe the impact of the crash teleported everyone to this world. Because at the end of the Nier Automata series, 2B and 9S are basically remade, and their consciousnesses were preserved. But how they got from there to here, that's where my theory is with this wreckage, is that ages and ages ago that probably happened, and then, you know, because they're androids, they don't age. So, yeah. Alright, well, we can't do that quest right now. What else could I do? Brave New World. Voice from the Void. What's that one? Where is that one? Who is that one? Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Alright. What do you you guys think? Should we do some gear grinding? Should we play some more of this? Or should I change things up, play another game? Maybe we could do some more Nier. I don't have anything else to do. So I could do a double length stream and do some of that if you guys want. Or we can keep chatting and I can just kind of do things in the background as we're hanging out. Alright, we got one vote for Nier. I'm really curious. Maybe I should just like start up a new stream and just pop right over there. Actually, that's a good idea. I technically have been sitting on my butt for 3 hours, so I should probably go and stretch. And if you guys are gonna be here, I'll just take a quick little bathroom break. Harris kind of has to go do that. And then yeah, I'll be back shortly with some more Nier. We'll do that. Because I'm excited to play that game. I really like that game. I figured some variety might do the channel some good. So, and it has. It's given us lots of opportunity to have fun commentary about things not relative to the game we're playing. Anyways, okay, for anyone that's watched the stream, thank you all for stopping by and checking out my VODs, and I will catch y'all later. For all you guys that are still here, though, I will be back very, very soon. I'll just post on Twitter the new link whenever it's up and running.